just gotta say, I am blessed to be here. As boss said, I'm a child of God, but I just happen to have cerebral palsy. I'm here as a young boy to carry out God's will. I want to share my story and send my message to as many people as I possibly can to never give up.
Amen.
And about how important it is to have a positive attitude. I want to help people to believe in prayers, healing, miracles, and God's love.
Yes. Amen.
I had a couple of miracles in my life that I want to tell you about. My first miracle was surviving a very premature birth. I was born 13 weeks too early because my lungs weren't fully developed yet. I didn't get enough oxygen to my brain. This was the result of making me get that condition called cerebral palsy. But I survived. And I'm very happy to be here and to have such a blessed life. I was a twin, but God had a special plan for my sister in heaven. I believe my sister watches over me, and I talk to her every single day. Her name is Kelsey. She is my guardian angel. I thank God and Kelsey has led my parents to great determination, dedication, and many other great things when it comes to taking care of me. My parents taught me that life doesn't have to be perfect to be a wonderful one. They taught me to pray and believe in miracles. My parents helped me develop a great attitude, a stop at nothing, keep moving forward, I can do anything attitude.
Yes.
When you pray and nothing seems to happen, remember, prayer is like planting a seed. For weeks and months, you may see nothing, but a lot is happening underground. Keep on trusting God, because one day we'll see the answer to your prayers, just as one day you'll see the plant grow. For many years, I could not walk or stand up. It really hurt to try to stand on my feet. I could not straighten my legs. My muscles were very tight. I used to need a wheelchair all that time.
Amen.
My parents and I prayed and prayed for many years that one day I would walk. Our prayers were answered almost 4 years ago when I was 9 years old. And I walked for the very first time in my life.
Praise God.
This miracle, well, it took a very long time. A lot longer than a plant growing. But there were lots of things going on, like the seed in the ground. God was leading my parents to find the best alternative therapies and the least invasive surgery across the country. I was working hard and gaining strength. For 9 years, God knew when I would be ready to walk. So that's when He answered our prayers. When I was first born, the doctors told my parents that I wouldn't walk or talk. They told my parents to just take me home and love me and not to expect so much of me. My parents refused to believe that I would never walk or talk.
Hallelujah.
Well, the doctors were wrong. I can walk now.
Hallelujah.
And I'm also doing speaking engagements at organizations, groups, with a professional speaker and author, Dr. Lewis Bauer. Although, for this particular speaking engagement, I decided to go solo. Sorry. When I was not quite the age of 2 years old, I was booted out of speech therapy. I felt really good. So good. I told the therapist she had sticky legs. So you see, I proved the doctors wrong. Way that way when I was just 2 years old. I just have one thing to say to those doctors that said I would never walk or talk. Nah, 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 nah. I even had a doctor tell me something silly about a song called These Boots Are Made for Walking. How many of you have heard that song before?
Yeah.
We got a lot.
Tells our age, huh?
The doctor referred to the song, "These boots are made for walking." And then he said my legs weren't made for walking. That really offended my heart. I mean, really. I never heard the song before way back when. I was more offended that he referred to a song that was obviously before my time. Worrying about my legs just didn't bother me because I told myself that I've come this far and there's no way I'm going to stop.
Amen.
And I've since heard the song, by the way. My mom sometimes sings to me while I'm walking or doing my exercises. I don't think it's a very good song, by the way, but then again, it could be the way my mama sings it.
I know what you're talking about. I'll do that too. I can vouch for
I
that.
want people to know that they should never give up faith. Some people lose faith when things get hard. And I'm here to restore that faith by telling you what God has done for me.
Yes.
If you believe in the Lord, He'll always be there for you and He'll answer your prayers.
Yes. Thank you.
I know this because He answered my prayers and I experienced my walking miracle.
Hallelujah.
And it also takes a good attitude and the urge to want to help yourself. I want to tell you a fable that I read while doing my homeschooling. It is called Hercules and the Wagon. It's about a farmer driving his wagon along a miry country road. After a heavy rain, the wheel of the wagon sank into a rut. The farmer just stared at the wagon. He cursed at it, and he didn't even make an effort to get it out at all. Then he called loudly to Hercules to come to his aid. Hercules asked the farmer if he thought he could just move the wagon by looking and whining about it. Hercules would not help the farmer unless he made some effort to help himself. Hercules just told the farmer to put his shoulder on the wagon and urge on his horses to fall. The farmer did just that, and he was riding along in great content. So the fable tells us we have to help ourselves. Heaven helps those who help themselves. My parents always taught me to help myself and work hard for what I wanted. They always tried to instill positive thoughts into my mind and to have a great determination, great attitude, and faith. I feel very blessed, and I thank God every single day for giving me the meaning and goodness of life and fulfilling it with such a wonderful family and wonderful friends. I know I will make some new friends here today.
Amen.
Amen.
I know God has a special plan for me, but He also has a special plan for each and every one of you.
Yes.
Before I leave tonight, I would like to tell you a story that I first heard from my mentor and fellow public speaker, who I lovingly call my boss. He told me a powerful story about elephants, and I would like to share that with you. In India, where baby elephants are trained, control is established when the elephant is very small. A chain is placed around the baby elephant's leg, and it is attached to a 3-foot iron stake, which is driven into the ground. Therefore, for several days, the baby elephant pulls and tugs, and he strains against the stake and chain. But he is too small to dislodge it. Soon, he's convinced by this experience, the 3-foot stake and chain have the power to bind him. Then, he no longer attempts to pull free. 10 years later, when the elephant is fully grown, a giant, gargantuan creature, weighing thousands of pounds, capable of pushing and pulling loaded railway cars. Yet, but he can still be held by the 3-foot stake. Wow. Yet, if the stake was big and round and planted as deep as a telephone pole, he could easily uproot it. How does the stake and chain hold the elephant? Control and conditioning.
Yeah.
It could be that you were controlled or conditioned by someone telling you that because you're not good enough or smart enough or strong enough, kind of what the doctors were telling me. Please, don't be like the elephant. Pull up the stake that's been binding you and become the person that you want to be. The person that God created you to be.
Yes.
I could have let cerebral palsy be my stake that bounded me to the ground, but I didn't.
Yes.
And I will never let it be a stake in my life. I'm going to become the person that God created me to be. Like I said before, I'm a child of God.
Yeah.
I just happen to have cerebral palsy.
Yes. Yes.
I challenge you to pull up the stake in your life now, starting today. In closing, I would like to remind everyone of what it says in Isaiah chapter 11, verse 6. It says, "A little child shall lead them." So please remember this little child's message to you. Don't ever give up. Have a positive attitude. Believe in prayers, miracles, and the best part of all, God's love. And pull up those stakes. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoyed listening to my story, and God bless you.
Yeah.